First Watch Now.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch on 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County.
Hello, everyone.
Well, we start with Cochise County football, but there's no game tonight, but you will be back next week.
Yeah, Jeff and I have a night off. I mean, we've been calling games since the middle of August, and this was our idle game. Buena's on idle tonight, too. So Buena's not playing, so we took advantage of that. So we took a night off. And, in fact, I'll be in Douglas for their annual fire pit event they have every year. So I'll be down there instead. So if you got nothing going on tonight, or you say, Mark and Jeff aren't calling the game, what can I do? Cochise College Douglas is having their huge fire pit event tonight, and so I'll be down there at 5 o'clock. But the 2A teams, Bisbee, Wilcox, all of them are playing tonight, and I know some of their stations probably have some sports on them tonight. But, again, they have 2 games left. So if you're a 1A, 2A fan, which is Bisbee, Wilcox, St. David, those schools, they only got 2 games left. Next Friday will be their last regular season game, then playoff starts for them. Buena's got 3 games left, and it's going to come into a tough season here for Buena with this conference. Sunnyside, Casa Grande, which is nobody's talking about Casa Grande. That's a tough team. And last is Cienega, their conference rival, and Cienega has the upper hand on them. But this year, I think Buena, sitting at 6-1, number 6 in the power rankings, could actually come and do something this year. Cienega is struggling a little bit this year, so 3 good games coming up for Buena. But Coach Thomas, congrats to your team, doing an amazing job, 6-1 this year.
And we had an issue earlier or last week with an individual who was missing from Cochise County here in Sierra Vista, Mr. Parsons, and wanted to say, we are so sorry to his family that did not turn out like we would hope it would. We were successful with search and rescue finding his vehicle, and he was inside of his vehicle deceased. So those types of things, if you see something, say something. If you have any issues with, a missing loved one, especially if they're older, please contact your local law enforcement agency, because we need to get on that immediately and get the silver alerts going and make sure that we can find them.
And I agree with you 100%, Carol, and I'll echo the condolences to the family. I spoke to the family on Saturday when they found Mr. Parsons out in the field in his vehicle, and these are tough. And, this is a real vast county. It's rural, and so all these details and stuff. I mean, if somebody goes missing, don't wait. I'm not saying this family waited, but don't wait. This individual left early in the morning from his caretaker and got out. Sadly, we found him several days later. And shout out to Search and Rescue, and our aircraft was out, all the different things, our patrol deputies that worked this, everybody out there, and the community, too, that was calling in tips and stuff and looking for him with us. Thank you for what you do. And Mr. Parsons, rest in peace, my friend.
And we always talk about smuggling events that happen here with our failure to yield, but this one we had one that was well over 100 miles an hour.
Sadly, yes. I was leaving a meeting yesterday around noon. I hear our interdiction team call out a pursuit, which is not uncommon. But what was unique about this one was the speeds. They clocked this individual at 124 miles an hour coming through a community. 124, nobody chasing them. The deputies engaged for the right reasons. They automatically set up what I call their interdiction net, where they're trying to get this vehicle stopped. The vehicle failed to yield. They interdicted it, which with spikes. The vehicle came to a stop. The migrants ran. The passengers ran. This was a 14 and 15-year-old, 2 teenagers out of Phoenix that were driving this vehicle that ran, were taken into custody. And they even estimated speeds and up to 150 miles an hour. Talk about reckless. And a lot of people I know I saw on the Facebook page was, where's mom and dad? Where are the guardians? And that's a great point. And we'll follow up with that. That's what we do. But just think about it. A 14-year-old, 15-year-old, even any teenager, 16-year-old going that kind of speed. Those are deadly bullets coming down a highway. And nobody was chasing them. That's amazing, coming out of a community. And so kudos to my deputies, kudos to Douglas PD and Border Patrol that helped bring this chase to a very abrupt stop, because they would have killed somebody.
They definitely would have. And another kudos to our deputy. We had one nominated for the MAD Award. They went up last night. just wanted to say congratulations to everybody who was nominated for that, because that's a very important event that comes up.
You know, we get buried with all the border issues we're talking about, but to MADD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, to all, or destructive decisions, they've actually changed it over the years. I look at them, I'm old school, I go drunk driving. But bottom line is this, that all the officers and deputies and troopers that were recognized last night at the annual MADD Award, ours was Dan Brennan. Dan was nominated by the Cochise County Sheriff's Department for his impairment interdiction efforts. So thank you to Dan. Thank you to all law enforcement that's removing these impaired drivers that bring a risk and a deadly risk to our citizens. So thank you to Matt for putting that on last night.
And also, we've got our Cochise County Sheriff's Charity Ride coming up in about 3 or 4 weeks, and you're giving away $50,000 to charities right here in our community.
Right, and we're pushing it hard here as we come to the last couple of weeks. First, I want to start off with our partners in this, and that's American Southwest Credit Union, Jay over there, and Sean over at Lawley Automotive Group, and Bob for being our partners in this. We couldn't do it without those two, and all our community sponsors, and we'll have an ad in the paper, and we'll be posting that more and more, but we couldn't do it without them. So this year we got 5 charities, each getting $10,000 apiece. Sergeant Ray McNeely, Allison Hatfield, all the way back to the day when she brought this program forward and kicked it off. But the 5 charities are Good Neighbor Alliance, Hearts of Gold, Animal Haven, Warrior Healing Project, Animal Rescue Connection, and Real Wishes Foundation. All 5 do an amazing job for our vets, our community, our animals, all the way through.
And also, there's not only do you get to do the ride and you get the challenge coin, but there's also a lot of raffles, and these are really cool prizes.
Oh yeah, I mean, we got about 20 prizes. I think each prize is worth around $500 and up. Again, come on out. You don't have to participate in the ride, whether it's a side-by-side, motorcycle, or off-road vehicle, to participate in the raffles or the prizes. So come on out and support. Last year we had 500-plus participants. You can still register online at the Sheriff's Office. But, yeah, we encourage you, come on out, because this is how we're giving back to our community. And at, I think, 9 o'clock, what's the time? Is it 9 o'clock that we actually pull out of Lawley Automotive Group, the Nissan, that we actually, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and you can sit there at Veterans Park and watching 500 side-by-side off-road vehicles. It's like its own parade. We go down Friday Boulevard, the Buffalo Soldier Trail, out to 92, and then they disperse to wherever their respective ride is. So come on out, support it. But this is a nice community event to kind of kick off the holiday season, I always call it.
That's right, and it's not a parade.
That's right.
It's not a parade, so those look around and go, hey, where's that permit for that parade? Well, we don't call it a parade.
And also you can get your tickets or more information at cochise.az.gov/sheriff. It's also on the Sheriff's Facebook page, but make sure you get your tickets. That event coming up in first Saturday in November.
And another thing to look at on our Facebook page is CCOM. You know, we shared a video that was worked on, and it gives you some expectations and some information about when to call 911 and some of the things that CCOM does. And I think that that's one of the things that we're fleshing out and helping along with is Tammy Jo and everybody over there is doing an amazing job, and they've kind of been like hidden behind the curtain, and we need to bring them out into the light.
Well, the only thing you hear about, and sadly, is if something's not working. We have a real tendency in this country, if something ain't working, is to highlight that and not what's working. And what is working is the men and women that serve in that center that are out there keeping law enforcement, police, fire, EMS, all of us safe every day, and getting the information to us, handle the people that call 911 in their panic. I mean, they are. Tammy Jo, under the leadership of Tammy Jo, the director of CCOM, I mean, it's working. So let's embrace that. I know there's been some struggles and growth. I get it. I'll be the first to admit that. But we're in really good shape with our CCOM, and thank you for her leadership and all those that support our operations committee that works, the police chiefs, fire chiefs, and all those that work making this happen.
Another thing that's going to be fun this weekend is the Butterfield Dance Parade in Benson.
You know, I'm seeing a lot of advertisement on that. I mean, Rex Allen was last week, and we had a sheriff's office in that parade, but a lot of hype on the Rodeo Queen. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Just a whole bunch of stuff going on there. And so their parade's tomorrow at 9 o'clock in Benson. I'll be at that. And but it's nice to see these community events. September and October are just, wow. They're with every Saturday, every weekend. The following weekend, we've got Eldorado, the parade on Sunday for that. And I'll be in that one, too. And just so much going on. We have the Bisbee 1000 stair climb. If you're interested in that, that's a week from this Saturday, a week from tomorrow on that. And then we got the Relay for Life in the park after the Bisbee 1000, which I'll be emceeing that. It's just going to be a long day, long weekends, and by the time the charity ride gets here, it's like, I can breathe a little bit. So I'm excited. In fact, I think there's an event right after the charity ride that night for me too. So it's just a lot going on. But
Cars in the Park too, right?
yes, I'm glad you said that. Cars in the Park is tomorrow. And there's no pre-registration for Cars in the Park. And if I'm wrong on that for the committee, I apologize. But you show up, you pay your fee, and you go on in the park. So first in line, first park. So again, that's tomorrow. It's a huge event. It's iconic. I think it's their 35th, 36th year they've done the Cars in the Park. And those out there listening, going, no, Sheriff, it's 36. Okay, I apologize. But either way, it's been there a long, long time. Iconic show for those like to show off their cars. I wish I could be there tomorrow, but unfortunately, I am booked. I'll be in Benson.
And today at Veterans Memorial Park, there's a job fair put on by Arizona at Work, and we'll be represented there if you're looking for a job.
Yeah, if you're looking for a job, especially in our detention, we're really pushing hard for those that work in our detention. It's a great team environment. I mean, because you work in a team, they all got each other's back in this facility. It's a tough job. I won't say it's not, but it's a rewarding job because you're serving the community and you're serving the criminal justice system, which I consider the backbone of the criminal justice system. So again, if you're looking for a job there, I know we just tested for our sworn positions, our deputies last Saturday. Sergeant McNeely ran that. We had 20-some people, I think it was, or something, show up for that. I don't have the exact numbers, but again, and we're always looking for good talent. So if you're interested, come see us. Come out to the park today. Talk to Grady. You're going to be out there today, Grady. Come see Grady and put an application in. We'll get you through the process.
And we just raised the starting pay of detention officers as well, and you can start when you're 18 years old.
18 years old, starting at $45,000 a year for detention, which is really number one, it's within market, within state standards too. And what I mean by that, I think the state starts off at $46,000. So we're right there. And I'll be honest with you, you can live in Phoenix, Maricopa County, or you can live in great Cochise County where it's rural and you got quality of life living here. So for $45,000, come out and see us on that.
And it's great because it's 18 years old and a high school diploma is all you need to get going. And then, of course, we encourage you to continue schooling, but you can start at 18.
And we have educational reimbursement. No matter where you're working, we got that educational reimbursement. I really push that. We'll pay a portion of you to go back to school and get your degree. We want an educated workforce. I'll say that. Deputies, we're starting at $55,000 right now too. So if you want to go into the sworn rank, it's $55,000. Limited, we're pretty much full in our sworn. We've done really well there, which is ironic because you talk to a lot of agencies that are struggling. But that goes back to the men and women that work at the Sheriff's Department and our community reputation. Do we have critics? Of course we do. And that'll never change. But the reality is I think most people in the community support their Cochise County Sheriff's Office and law enforcement as a whole. So thank you to our citizens.
And Grady, you're going to help me out with this tomorrow morning. If you want to start early on all of these events, get up for the solar eclipse, or is that going to be in the day? It's
going to be midday, and we get 90% of the eclipse here in Arizona, where like other places in the country are getting 10% of the eclipse. We get a full 90%. So remember, don't look directly at the sun, though.
That's right. Make sure you have one of those little, I don't know what it is. It's a pinhole, and you put it on the ground. You don't look in the sky.
Yeah. The old science projects you used to do. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, they had glasses. It wasn't that long ago we had this, the eclipse. What was it, 5-10 years ago? Remember we had the glasses. Didn't they have glasses?
I think you can still get those, but probably by now they're sold out. But if you can find them, get the glasses.
Yeah, because I remember they had the glasses last time. So, yeah, it's cool.
So the eclipse is tomorrow. Everybody enjoy that. But again, don't look directly at the sun. So you had a meeting with Senator Kelly yesterday.
Well, they had a roundtable. Got invited last Friday for this roundtable. The senator was in another meeting prior to that. So we got late. It was the mayor's service, Mayor Bisbee, Andy English, the board member, myself, and some staff members. And I'm just going to say I was very disappointed. Very disappointed. We got 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes if we extended the greetings and the pleasantries, but it was very unproductive. It really was. And it was downplayed in a lot of ways what we're dealing with on this border. Credit to the mayors, credit to Ann English, and we spoke our mind. We really did that. We're dealing with an issue that started in Washington, D.C., but sadly it's not being solved in D.C. That starts with Congress all the way up to the president, and that was well expressed. I'll just say that, and I expressed my frustration that this is just not a thing. This is not something that it's minimized that, hey, we're dealing with some migration influx right now. No, there's more to it than that. And you look at the tragedies, as I stated yesterday, you look at, the the law enforcement from agents, troopers, deputies, officers that have been placed in harm's way are citizens. So that's not a thing. That's actually a real-life scenario that we play out every day in Cochise County. So, yeah, did I express myself in a way that was pretty blunt? Yeah, but he needs to hear that. I mean, I think people go to D.C. and they forget who they work for. And I'm not – people listen to this go, that's not fair, Sheriff. Well, it's true. It's true. We get very little support out of Washington, D.C. right now, and it's frustrating. We talk about it all the time at the Sheriff's Office. I commend our governor, Governor Hobbs. I commend Governor Ducey for his efforts when he was in office, our state congressional people, our mayors, and our police chiefs, all of us working so close together. And you're going to see some stuff coming out here very, very soon as we try to keep this county safe as a collective. But when it comes to congressional people out of Washington, D.C., no, very little. So that's just my 2 cents.
And there's also safety and security that we're working on most recently because of Israel and everything that's going on there. And the Sheriff's Office is getting involved locally with some of that kind of threat and threat assessment.
You know, first of all, let me just say this. You know, we all know about the attack in Israel, and I've been to Israel. I was in Israel back in 2013 on behalf of National Sheriffs. Spent about 10 days over there and seeing the Egypt border, the Lebanon border, and then visiting all the different areas of Israel. It's a beautiful country. I will say this, and what happened there and what we're seeing, the horrific stories of children and innocent people just being tortured and killed is just inhumane at the worst level. And so my heart goes out for those people in Israel, what they're addressing over there. And anytime you see a child being beheaded or being sexually abused, there is no justification for that. I don't care who you are. There is no justification to that. And I know there's been people, well, we need to support. No, there's no such thing. Bottom line is it's just inhumane. But the other thing about it is the FBI came out with a notice. Part of my safety message here came out with a notice in regards to be vigilant out there. The Hamas leader came out, calling for violence and hate. I mean, you wonder why they're attacking Israel. These people don't think rationally. Diplomacy doesn't come with violence like that. Long story short is the Jewish Center is holding a prayer rally for community unity here on Sunday at 5:30 at here in Sierra Vista at 5790 East Friday Boulevard, and we're going to provide security for that just to make sure they have the right to bring a community together. What's happening in Israel. They reached out to my office and said, hey, will you provide some security to make sure we're safe as we come together? And so we're going to do that. I serve all the people in this county and their need right now based on the totality of what's going on to the Jewish community. You bet we're going to be there.
Well, let's change to your stop of the week before you go.
Well, the stop of the week, I just want to say this, and it kind of piggybacks off this pursuit we had. And we get pursuits all the time, don't get me wrong. But this one just really highlights the need to pull over. And I want to commend the motoring public here in Cochise County. When they see red and blues, they've really been trained or compliant in the fact that they pull over right away. This is the best response we've had in years when it comes to when they see emergency vehicles. But they also, I want to thank them for that, because with these pursuits that are just so deadly induced that they're doing the right thing. And that kid going 124 miles an hour, that teenager going that fast, I mean, your reaction time is nil to none. And a car comes that fast at you, you don't have a lot of time to pull over. So once you see it coming down the road or you hear something, just be very vigilant. The other safety message is, going back to what's going on globally, with the global concerns out there, or the border that we talk about on this show quite a bit, and I don't need to preach to this community, they know what's going on, that just be vigilant. See something, say something. I know I keep saying that, but I need to embrace that. Carol, you and I were just talking about it before the show started, is, folks, if you hear something at night or you see something during the day or however it's happening, don't be afraid to call us. And I just heard a story the other day, and I want to share it as I close out, where a neighbor on a Ring camera heard them at night in a neighborhood where nobody should have been, it's a dead-end area, and they said, jump in the trunk, get in the trunk. Well, what they're doing is they're picking up, whether it's drugs, whether it's human. You're putting humans in trunks if that's the case. And either way, when they say get in the trunk in a residential neighborhood late at night, you got a problem. Get that call to us. And the thing, well, they were already gone. Listen, I could have a deputy right down the road. We never know until you make that call. So please hit 911. CCOM, waiting for those calls. They're well attuned to what's going on in this community. But don't be afraid to call 911 and then let us address it. I'd rather have you not call or call than not call and we miss something.
Well, Sheriff Mark Daniels, we thank you for coming and talking to us today.
All right, Owen. Have a good week, everybody. See you next week.
And Carol, who do we have coming in next?
We have a whole lobby full of people, so I am sorry. We will pick somebody.
There you go. That sounds good to me. Yeah, we have a big show today. First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and our wonderful guest here has many hats. So we're going to have you introduce yourself and what you do initially with the county, and then we're going to just branch off that way. So go ahead, Ms. Trawick.
All right. Well, hi, I'm Kathy Trawick. I'm the Cochise County Treasurer. I also like to play with Eldorado, and I'm involved in a lot of civic stuff in Tombstone, and across the county. But yeah, I'm delighted to be here, and of course to follow up Mark Daniels. It's just very intimidating because he's just such a brilliant person and such a kind soul, and I could not be more enthusiastically supportive of him.
Well, good. So we were talking just a moment ago about tax season. Yay. So let's start with that, and then we'll just go into the fun stuff, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
Okay, well, so the tax season.
Fun. I've been there for 31 years. Tax season is lovely.
And so if you have property taxes and you have to pay them through the county, you go to through your website.
Yes, ma'am. Cochise.az.gov, and we're under Treasurer's little clicky box, and you can pay online. You can come into the office and visit us. We're over in Bisbee on Melody Lane. We love having you guys coming to see us because we're social people too, and we're also taxpayers. So I've been there, as I said, 31 years. My chief deputy's been there 42 years, and we don't get employee discounts either, but it is important. It's what provides all the fabulous services that we enjoy while living here in this fabulous, wonderful rural area that is so amazing.
And you're also helping out in this crazy time with Eldorado, which is next weekend.
It is.
I don't know why I thought it was at the end of the month, but everybody, it is next weekend.
All I do is pray for November between tax season and Eldorado. Eldorado is next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Our entertainment is on the street from 11 in the morning until 4 o'clock in the evening. On Friday and Saturday, we have a lot of gunfight reenactments. We have folklorical dancers. We have belly dancers, which, hey, we had belly dancers at the Birdcage Theater, so why not? We have a lot of things going on. We've got bouncy castles for the kids. We got food vendors. It's just a wild blast, and it's been going on since 1929, so I haven't lived there that long, but it just seems like it sometimes.
And a celebrity is going to be showing up this weekend, or next weekend.
Yes, we do have Barry Corbin coming. The City of Tombstone has sponsored him to come and do a one-man show at Shefflin Hall on Saturday evening. I'm not really clear on the prices and for the tickets and all of that, but it's not directly related with Eldorado, but it is part of our occasion because we get to have that fabulous person come visit.
And he's going to be in the parade that Sunday.
He is. I know that there was some misinformation out there that he's our Grand Marshal for the Eldorado Parade, but he is not. Gordon Anderson, who is a local business owner in Tombstone and a major player as far as keeping us involved with not only Second Amendment rights, but just the history of the town. He has been a really good guy, and he owns the Larian.
And so another event that your office is involved in, I know it's not the tax part of it, but it's the Fall Festival at St. Patrick's Church. And if anybody has ever participated in that, it's amazing. If you, again, want something to do, and it doesn't have to be in a specific date and time, go over to Bisbee and see St. Patrick's Cathedral, because that is just amazing.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, I'm a lapsed Catholic, but just to walk in there makes me cry. It is such a beautiful, beautiful building, and the vibe that you get when you walk in is just so comforting and amazing. But yes, my Chief Deputy Maria Pitslin, she's very involved with St. Patrick's Fall Festival, and that's tomorrow, and it's from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. I've got to tell you, she starts last month starting making chili rellenos, and oh my gosh, their food is fabulous. I highly recommend it. Plus, they have all kinds of fun games and raffles and all kinds of neat stuff. But it is at the St. Patrick's, what is it? Their hall, the St. Patrick's Hall.
And when is that going to be again?
That's tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. I'm sorry.
That's cool. Yeah, so that's a lot of good, fun things that you have coming. You know, aside from the tax stuff, you had fun things to bring too.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Absolutely. Almost everybody thinks that I have no fun side to me because I'm the tax collector, but no, there's a lot of fun going on, and that's why we live here. Cochise County, as soon as October 1st hits, the whole area just percolates with fun things to do.
Exactly. Well, we thank you for coming and talking to us today.
It's always my pleasure. I'm delighted to see you guys. And I also wanted to mention the fabulous Tammy Joe that you were speaking of earlier that's with CCOM. She's also on our board for Eldorado, and she's a wonderful person, too, and I'm thrilled to work with her.
We love shout-outs here, so that's great.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Carol, who do we have coming in next?
We have Lily. She's going to talk about the FOP Haunted House.
First Watch on KWCD Country. It's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch Now.
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and welcome Lily from the Fraternal Order of Police, Huachuca Lodge 28. And you're here to talk about all kinds of cool things that are happening in October. No, specifically with the Haunted House.
Yes, thank you. Good morning. So I'm excited. Today is the kickoff day of our annual Fraternal Order of Police Lodge Haunted House. And the Haunted House is a charity event known as Sierra Vista Nightmare. And we put it on in collaboration with the Boys and Girls Club of Sierra Vista, Buena High School Criminal Justice Club, Buena High School Kiwanis Key Club. So it's going to be, it starts this weekend, so it'll be running every weekend for the next 3 weekends, the 13th through the 15th, the 20th through the 22nd, and the 27th through the 29th.
And tonight has a special theme, I understand?
It does.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to give away any hints,
Oh,
but
man.
you're just going to have to come see what it is to find out.
A special theme tonight only.
Yes. So the hours are going to be Fridays and Saturdays from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., and then Sundays from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
And so when they come and they bring the kids, do you encourage the kids to dress up in their costumes so they get, more than one use out of it, and then even the adults?
Oh, absolutely. It's very family friendly. We do have a lot of people that do come out in costume every year, and we love that. We have a lot of families that we see every year, so they look forward to, coming out, and it's always different, so it's never the same thing as last year.
And looking at the location, we talked about this a little bit. It used to be at Foothills, and then it moved over to the Lawley Service Center, and now it's the place formerly known as Dillon's, and that's actually Ocotillo Hall.
Correct. So that's at 6415 6415 East Highway 90, just east of the hospital on the north side of 90.
And they have plenty of parking.
Plenty of parking. There will be waiting outside, so we do encourage people to dress for, the weather. If there's a little bit of a wait time, have some hoodies in the car and keep warm if it gets chilly.
Sponsors. I know you've got lots of sponsors
We
you would
do.
like to thank.
So we'd like to thank, and these are just some of them, but we have Midtown Plaza Event Center, Inline Chiropractic Group, Oak Ranch Properties, SSVEC, Ace Hardware of Sierra Vista, Cross Country Mortgage, Farmers Insurance, Julie and Sammy's 33 Flavors, Stan's Fence Company, Immortal Masks, Pepsi, Roto-Rooter, and then those are our top sponsors, and then we have honorable mention for Sip and Soda, Target, Mac Tools, Stan Greer, DM Tires, Caitlin Rain Photography.
And all of this, the money comes into the Huachuca Lodge 28 for the Fraternal Order of Police. So you give the money back out again. So who are the charities that are recipients of this?
So the charities are actually the Boys and Girls Club of Sierra Vista, the Buena High School Criminal Justice CTE Club, and the Buena High School Kiwanis Key Club. Those, all of the groups from the schools, they're actually participating in the haunt. So they all have different rooms that they're responsible for. So they're very involved through the whole thing. And then at the end, we divvy up the money that we make, and it goes right back to them.
That's a really cool thing. So this is also a fundraiser, but it's also, a haunted house. So let's talk about the age groups and like, is this family friendly? Is it really scary? Is it kind of scary? What if someone gets scared in the middle of it?
Okay, so it is scary. The group Sierra Vista Nightmare, they're all volunteers. They start doing their planning meetings in January every month, and then they start building. Once we find a location, they start building in like July, every Saturday. So it's not just kind of thrown together. They do get really professional masks and costumes. A lot of thought goes into the theme. So we do have a system in place that if somebody gets scared at any point during the haunt, we have a safety word, and we can get them out. And then they have a waiting area at the end where they can wait for their group to come back out. And the end is a little bit, it's just kind of fun. It's decorated, more kid friendly, and we sometimes have candy to give out at the end. So it's nice to just get the little ones out if they get scared.
And remind us of the cost one more time.
So prices are $10 per person, 13 years and up, $5 for 12 and under, and free for 5 and under.
Okay, and give us all of those dates.
So the dates are going to be October 13th to 15th, October 20th to 22nd, and October 27th to 29th. And the hours are going to be, so Friday and Saturdays it's going to be 6 to 10 p.m. and then Sundays is 4 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
And just want to remind everyone, so the theme for this year is called The Skinners, but tonight only we're going to have a special, just one-time theme. We've never done it before, and I don't know when we're going to do it again, but it's going to be really special.
So tonight, you might want to check that out tonight.
Yep, so come on out.
All right, so we appreciate you coming and talking to us about the haunted house. Anything else you'd like to add in before you go?
No, I just hope to scare you out there.
All right. Oh, I like that. All right, Carol, who do we have coming in next?
We have Steve Boyce from Horse and Around Rescue.
First Watch on KWCD Country. It's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and welcome Steve Boyce from Horse and Around Rescue.
Thank you very, very much.
So you have so much going on, and people don't maybe know where this is at. So let's just start with your rescue ranch and foundation. Tell us where you're at.
We are 1 mile east of Coronado Memorial Road. That's across from the school on Highway 92.
Okay, and so how big is that area?
Oh, the rescue and the ranch. We have probably 1,500 acres or so leased, and some that's owned, and it's kind of a combination of putting a bunch of it all together to make it work.
And so people may not know, so this is what you're doing. Next Saturday, gates open at 10, it goes till 2. You're having an open house, so you can explain all of this.
Yes, absolutely, and we're going to show off our horses. There's places for kids to have an obstacle course for them to play in. There's demonstrations on different horses. We got kids that, like we had a pony named Maddie that we didn't have anybody that could ride her because she was little. Well, we found somebody that could ride her, and she's got her broke, and she's riding her, and they've adopted her. It's just that way. It's so cool.
And so you're also going to have, you have out there mini donkeys?
We have one mini donkey.
Oh, not many, not M-A-N-Y,
M-I. M-I, yes, M-I.
Got it. Okay, so a mini donkey.
We have one mini donkey and 2 mini horses that are coming.
And you have a horse kissing booth. People get your cell phones ready to take
Absolutely,
pictures.
that's it. So we can, I don't know if I can say this on air, but kiss a mule or put your own 4-letter word in there, a 3-letter word, whatever works for that.
Okay.
It's fun. Kids have a blast with it. And the biggest point for them is that they're mini, they're little. I mean, they're 3 foot tall. And what it is that it takes kids that are scared of big animals, and it puts them on their level. and they really, it really connects with a lot of people. We've been doing a lot of years with those minis, and they love people. And then they get tired at the end of the day. They're ready to go somewhere else and go eat. You know, they're tired of people, I'll put it that way.
And speaking of eating, so you have, while they're out there, they'll have big truck demos, first responders, they have a kids obstacle course, hay rides.
Yes.
Then you have food trucks.
Well, that's what I heard.
Okay.
They told me they're coming. The ice cream guy I've talked to, so he's coming, I know for sure. We've got a couple other guys that have talked about coming, and I don't know. We'll find out who shows up that morning.
Well, there you go. It's going to be a fun day for all. You also have raffles.
Yes, we do. We have 5 different raffles we have for the rescue that are all fundraisers for the raffle. We have a Henry 3030. We have a Glock. No, not this year. It's anyway. We have a pistol. It's an Israeli-built 40 caliber pistol. We have a quarter of beef that we raised there at the ranch. We have a $500 gift card from let's see, it's from Tractor Supply this year. And let's see, what's the other one? I don't remember what the other one is. But anyway, we have raffles. So,
okay, and lots of good ones, it sounds like.
Yeah, they're good ones.
And you have success stories. So you do a rescue, and so you're going to actually show off your newest rescue and see how Moriah is doing?
Moriah was a colt. This lady adopted this colt a year and a half ago from New Mexico when the fires were in New Mexico last year. And she picked this colt up, and she's got a mini pickup, a little Chevy pickup with a camper shell on it. This colt was so little that it stood up in the back of that camper shell. And the mother got killed in the fire, and she adopted this baby, and the baby was not, all of a sudden she discovered, and she had it with her goats, all she discovered that this horse is going to grow up, and what am I going to do with it? And she was in the Empire Mountains by Sonoyta, and she says, can you help me with this horse? And it's like, what do you mean help you with the horse? Then she started telling us about it. She said, I'm going to give him to it because we can't do anything with it. And this Moriah she has grown up. She's going to be a little horse, but she has really, she's really matured and growing. And, she's a year and a half old now, which I never thought would happen. I didn't know if she was going to make it or not. I mean, we fed her milk replacer. We fed her everything she would eat to start with and all that kind of stuff.
And you also have so many other things going on at the ranch, but one of the things, there's 2 more things I would just want to hit really quickly.
Okay.
So you actually raise beef and you sell it. Yes. And if anybody has been grocery shopping looking for steaks lately, you'll see how much they are. So you're selling yours at $8.65 a pound, $8.65 a pound, but you have to have your orders in by November 10th.
That's for the next batch of calves we've got going in.
Okay, right. And then you also have that's supposed to be really grass-fed?
It is grass-fed, not really. We raise it right at their ranch. They don't leave the ranch, and then we take them to the butcher shop up in Wilcox, and they process it up there, and we sell it by the quarter. We don't sell them individual steaks or hamburgers or whatever, but we sell it individually by the quarter, and what it is, it's a mixed quarter. So they take the cow, they split it in half, they take that half and cut it in half and put a T-bone steak here and a T-bone steak there and break it in half.
Okay, and so you can learn all of that when you go next
Absolutely.
Weekend. And finally, on November 18th, we'll talk more about this when it gets closer, you're going to have a tax sale.
Oh, my God. That tax sale has turned into such a monster of a thing. We actually had it twice a year now.
And I need to say this. It's not TAX, because I think my enunciation is a little bit.
tax sale.
It is a tack.
Yes, my blame.
Yes.
T-A-C-K.
There you go. And that's going to be like saddles and saddle pads and cinches and reins and head stalls.
Everything. We fill our whole arena up, and outside the arena we fill up with stuff that people are interested in. And people don't, all of a sudden they miss something or something breaks and they want something else or they want something new, So we have lots. And if they want to donate stuff, like their horse died, I had to bury a horse yesterday and I got 2 more to bury today. And the people said, well, do you want my saddle? I don't want my saddle. I said, sure. So we take it for this tax sale, and it's been a really great income producer for us.
Well, we appreciate everything that you're doing out there. We appreciate the rescue, and we appreciate your open house coming. Again, tell us where it's going to be and what you're going to have.
Oh, gee, Christmas. Okay, we got, it's Saturday the 21st. It's from 10 to 2 at the Single Star Ranch, which is on Highway 92, 1 mile east of Coronado Memorial Road. We've got a bunch of different demonstrations up by horses and on horseback. In fact, we've got a teeter-totter that the horses go over. So the they get up and they balance on the teeter-totter and go back over. We've got demonstrations of them. We got mini horses in a kissing booth for kissing donkeys.
There you go.
And kid crafts. We got a crafts thing where there's a lady that loves to do crafts with her kids, and she has like 4 or 5 tables out, and they cut this and they patch that, and it's really fun. The big trucks depends on who shows up. We got first responders trucks, fire trucks. We got our big dump truck that we have, backhoes, those kinds of things. Border Patrol is going to come. I don't know with what or whom, because they're really down on number of people that have working for them. And then we have the kids' obstacle course, which I think is the most fun. They got a slide. They come up over. They got a pipe that they run through. They climb over another pipe, and it's a great thing. We have raffles, and that's what we have. It's really great.
Fun family time. So come out next weekend.
Times.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for coming in, Steve.
Carol, thank you so much. And Brady, thank you. I didn't hear a word from you. What's
I
the
know
deal?
you guys just had it going. You guys were.
What the heck?
I don't even need to be here anymore. What's up?
Oh, yes, you do.
All right,
Brady,
Carol.
thank you very much.
You bet. Who do we have coming in next?
Arizona at Work. We're going to talk about today.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch now
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
on 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and thank you for hanging out with us for this whirlwind of information. And we're going to finish it off perfectly with Arizona at Work.
Well, thank you so much. So, I'm really excited. Today is our 2023 fall hiring fair. The first time ever we're going to do it outdoors. So we say, find work in the park. We've got about 57 businesses, organizations signed up. We're trying to get it all set up right now. We've got Gunny's Barbecue and Bussin' Pizza that's going to come out and set up as well. So I highly encourage, especially if you're looking for a job or you know someone looking for a job, this is the day to do it.
It is. It's going to be a nice day out there, and you've got food and fun in the park.
Yes, and me,
That's what I said, food and fun in the park.
So let's talk about Arizona at Work and what your organization does for this community.
So Arizona at Work, we're the local workforce organization, or as we like to say, we're the innovative workforce solution for this area. So what we do is we help job seekers find jobs, work on resumes, interview skills. We also have a little known side of the house that offers workforce grants to pay for training, education, certification. So our goal is to help job seekers find gainful, meaningful jobs. My job is to help businesses find those job seekers and provide resources so we can grow our community and the local businesses.
And here's something kind of fun is how much does it cost to use your services?
Well, it is a whopping $3.
There you go.
Free as in Free.
And what I like about that is a lot of people they think, well, I'm not going to go take advantage of that. I can't afford it. But you actually can help them from resume to interview to getting a job.
Yes. And then some. A lot of people, especially after the pandemic, realized that there was a lot of shortage in their skills. Maybe old skills, maybe they haven't been learning constantly. Technology is growing. COVID pushed that fast forward pretty quick. So 97% of all jobs posted right now require some type of digital skill. And a lot of people out there are struggling with that. So we have those workforce grants to help them upskill, reskill. Maybe they're tired of being a teacher. We see a lot of that after the pandemic, and they want to go into another skill. We have those workforce grants to help them make that happen as well.
And typing test.
Typing
that's just
test,
one.
yes,
You guys
yes.
help out with that. So if you are like a little bit rusty, you can refresh it, and
Yes.
you actually give them a certification once they reach a certain number, and that's what you can use when you're looking for a job as well.
Yes, especially for the city.
And how do they get a hold of you to take advantage of this? Where are you located, phone numbers, web address, whatever you want to put out?
Okay, so we have an office at 2600 East Wilcox Drive, also known as the Cochise College Downtown Center. We have an office in Douglas at 515 East 7th Street in Douglas, or they can call 520-458-9309.
All right, we'll invite everybody out to the job fair today.
Yes, come on out and enjoy some food trucks and work.
And it's going to be at Veterans Memorial Park.
Veterans Memorial Park from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
10 to 2 today. Make sure you do check that out. So thanks for coming and talking to us today.
Thank you.
Carol, how do they get a hold of us at the Sheriff's Office?
Reach out and touch us at Cochise County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mark J. Daniels for our Facebook. That'll take you to our Twitter and our Instagram. Also, cochise.az.gov/sheriff, or give us a shout, 520-432-9500.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You have been listening to First Watch with the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
Join us again next Friday morning, 7 to 8 a.m.
First Watch.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Only on 92.3 KWCD.